So the way I'm going to work this is basically I'm going to go from starting with handhelds, and I'm going to show you the games and the box games and basically get to the rarest ones last. So I'm going to start off with just the only game representing Game Gear here. It's not a particularly rare game. I've been looking for Mega Man for the Game Gear, but this is Tails Adventure. It's a fun, great game for the Game Gear. If I'm not mistaken, it's a good $25, $30 game. Got this at Value Village not too long ago. Nice game. Then we come with the Game Boy, and I've got the black cart version of Metal Gear. Nice game. Didn't pay much for that. Got Rare Mega Man 4. It's a good $40 game if I'm not mistaken. Mega Man 5, which is one of the rarest Game Boy games. Very nice game to come by. Didn't pay much for that either. Kid Dracula. Extremely fun game. Very much like Castlevania, but more kid-like, kid-friendly. Then I've got 3 copies of Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters, which is my favorite game on the Game Boy. I absolutely love this game as well. Where is it? Over here. It's part of my complete Game Boy game collection. Then I've got, I don't know how rare it is, but it's just a quirky thing, figured I'd show it off. It's a Tiger Electronic Skeet Shoot. Very fun game there. The rarest game from my Virtual Boy collection, Jack Bros. I've also got 3D Tetris, V Tetris, Panic Bomber, a bunch of other games. I think this is the only one that's really considered rare, though I think Waterworld is pretty rare too. I don't have that one though. Then I've got a cool Donkey Kong 2 Game & Watch. Bit scratched up, but still very cool to own. It works very well. I absolutely love these Game & Watches, pick them up whenever I can. Then I've got Donkey Kong Jr. complete in box. Got a little picture back there. This is really interesting. I've got a beat up Play It Loud Game Boy, the green version. I've just got to, see, the thing is, I could just get a new thing to replace the screen over here. It costs like $5, but there's also a crack on the bottom. But anyways, I paid $3 for this, so yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just a cool thing. Then I've got a mint condition Play It Loud Game Boy. That's what I'm talking about. This is a really rare, worth a good $50 or $60. So if you ever come across a Play It Loud Game Boy, which means basically instead of being gray, the Game Boy is some other color, get it. Then I've got a cool NES version of the Game Boy Advance. That was a nice pickup too. Really cool buttons, nice feeling on the inside. So that's all for that. Then we got some complete in-box Game Boy games. Now I don't know if most of you are aware, but there are a lot of Game Boy games that are really worth a lot of money because they're really rare to have a box for. One of those is Yogi Bear's Gold Rush. This is, I don't have the plastic holder in there, but yeah, it's a really rare game. The game itself is not rare at all, but the box is, so this is really nice to own. Next up is another very rare game to own complete in box, Metroid, Return of Samus, Metroid 2. Good game. Then of course a nice, very minty condition of The Legend of Zelda. It's Player Choice Edition. Don't really care though, it's a really nice game to have. And then last but not least, another copy of Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters complete in box. So then on to the consoles. The only game for the Sega Genesis, sadly, I'm more of a Nintendo guy, although I do like Sega stuff, is Sparkster. Not particularly rare, but still a nice game to own. Then we're representing the GameCube. We've got 2 games here. First up is the Zelda Collector's Edition. Next up is Pikmin 2 complete in box. Both of these games are complete, of course. Didn't pay much for either of them. Very happy there. One thing I want to note is you're gonna see some things here that haven't been shown in pickups yet. This is because they're part of 1 or 2 pickups away. So you'll see them soon. But you know, it's a sneak preview, I guess you could say. So now we'll go on to the N64 games. These are in general order of stuff. So you got first up Powerpuff Girls, Chemical Extraction. This is a good $30 game, $20-30. So I figured I'd feature it. Then we've got the amazing Goemon's Adventure. I love Goemon, Mystical Ninja, all that stuff. Tons of fun. Another unexpected rare-ish game, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Another $30 game right there. Another surprising game actually that's rare is Super Bowling. Pretty rare. Then of course the cornerstone Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 3. Not too rare, but still fairly high priced. Then of course Bomberman 64. I have 2 copies of this game. The second one actually has a sticker right there that I have to remove. Very rare game indeed. Then of course the rarest thing in my N64 collection is of course this guy right here. International Soccer Superstar 2000. Superstar Soccer 2000. This is a beautiful shape. There's some stickers on it, but they're the kind of stickers that come off like that. So I just have to take the time to get them off. This is an extremely rare game to have complete in the box. The game alone is worth a good $60, $70. I've heard with the box it goes up to $200, $250, but I don't know for sure. So very happy, got the box and manual in there. I've also got a second copy of that game, just a cartridge. So if anybody wants a copy of a Bomberman 64 second attack with a sticker on it, or International Superstar Soccer 2000, just let me know, and we can work something out. Then onto the NES. Now the reason I'm featuring NES before SNES is although I have rarer games on the NES, I have more stuff on the Super Nintendo, so I want to save it for last. First thing is, this actually has not been shown in the pickups video yet. Dragon Warrior 4. The box isn't in the best shape, sadly. You know, it's really rough around the edges, kind of a little bit folded down here, but still, the cartridge and manual are in perfect shape, which I guess is what matters most. The game. So yeah, this is rare. Don't let it fool you. You know, if you got the game. The game alone is worth a good $50, right? So, very nice condition game. Very happy to have that. Then we'll move on to the rest of the cartridge NES games. First up is a surprisingly rare game. It's Bases Loaded 4. I've come across 2 copies of this in my collecting time. Not worth a whole lot, but it's not easy to come by. Then we've got Wizardry Knight of Diamonds. Pretty rare game. Cool game. Really nice artwork on the front, that's for sure. Here's another really quirky, interesting game. North and South. A Civil War game. Pretty fun actually, not easy to come by either. Then we've got King Neptune's Adventure, which is a Color Dreams game. Then just the original Mega Man. Figured I'd feature that in here. It's not that easy to come by. Pretty rare game. Advanced Dungeons and Dragon Hillsfar. And now's where things get interesting. I've got my really rare NES games here. We've got Bonk's Adventure. This is it's either my favorite or one of my favorite NES games. I love Bonk's Adventure. I've played it several times already. If you can emulate this game, or if you get it on TurboGrafx, they're much cheaper. Then buy it. If you can get it on the NES, then do it. You know, it's a really fun game. Another very fun game is Bubble Bobble Part 2. This is a really valuable game. Right now there aren't any on eBay except a $20,000 one, sealed, graded. So you know, probably going up in price because of that, because it's harder to get. But yeah, this is a really nice game to have. Then of course the cornerstone of my NES collection. I'm a huge Flintstones fan, and many of you know already. It's Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. Great game. Got a little scratch in the back, but that's easy to fix. Sticker on there. Beautiful game. It's actually not terrible. Fair amount of fun. Really happy to own that. I love that game. On to this big pile of Super Nintendo games. This is where the majority of my rare games are. So let's get started. Got Oscar on top here. Pretty fun game. Not terribly rare, but still up there a bit in the price range. Another game that's cheap but rare, per se. You know, it's not easy to come by. Mario's Early Years, Fun with Letters, quirky game. Now here's one that's a bit different. It's also it's also to be in a new pickups video. It's Dragon Quest V for the Super Nintendo in English. This is a bootleg card, and it's not extremely rare. You could just go to Game Reproductions or something and buy it, but figured I'd feature because I thought it was cool that I actually found this thing in a pawn shop. Oops, one sec. Alright, next up you've got SWAT Cats. I still have to get around to cleaning this thing up, just a bit of sticker residue over there. Just an extremely fun game, kind of like TMNT. Goes off the same idea. A lot of fun. Here's not too rare, but you know, not easy to find as well. Mario All-Stars and Mario World. And then the wonderful Mega Man X and Mega Man X3. My favorite of the series, I believe, is Mega Man X2. I've played Mega Man X the most though. On to some more stuff. Here's where things start getting more interesting after the next 3 titles, sorry. So okay, these are the last 3 of the less rare stuff, then we're getting into really interesting things. So we've got Secret of Mana, a must-have in any RPG fan's collection. Another must-have, Soul Laser, not as rare as Secret of Mana, but in my opinion better. I love this game. It goes along with Illusion of Gaia, which I have up there too, which is a great game. And Terra Enigma, which was never released in America. Really fun game. And a game that eludes a lot of people. It's only worth about $30–$35, but it's not easy to come by. Boogerman, a pick and flick adventure, also has not been in a pickup video yet. This is a game I was looking for an extremely long time, so I had to feature it. So now guys, we're getting into the real meat of the Super Nintendo stuff. Got a nice 5 games here that will knock your socks off per se. First up, it also has not been in a pickups video yet. Just gotta get rid of a bit of sticker residue, that should not be a problem. Wild Guns. This game eludes many people, very hard to come by. It's not an incredible game, but you know, at the same time it's better than a lot of the cheaper games. So yeah, not worth the money that you pay for it, but it's really hard to come by. Then we've got a great game that many people say is, you know, worth being a valuable game, unlike many. It's Super Turrican 2, which was in last week's pickup video. You can go check that out if you want on my channel. It's a very fun game. The graphics are amazing, especially considering it doesn't have the graphics, the FX card. Anyways, this is a really good game, also really rare. Now here's one that most people haven't heard of. Personally, it's probably my favorite game on the Super Nintendo. If you can't find it, then go ahead and emulate it. It is an incredible game. Honestly, I don't think emulators do this game justice, just because it really needs a controller. Anyways, Metal Warriors for the Super Nintendo. Very rare game, very hard to come by, worth a lot of money, a lot of fun. Here's another game that many of you might not have heard of. Extremely, extremely rare. Pretty fun game. It's not, you know, it's not incredible, but it's pretty fun. Hagane, I honestly don't know how to pronounce it. It's worth over 100, I know that. And the last game that I'll show you from this stuff here is Castlevania Dracula X, card only. Very fun game indeed. It's very valuable too. So those are my Super Nintendo games. As you can see, I have a fair chunk of the rare Super Nintendo games. Then up here what we have is 2 Pokemon Game Boys, and these things are fairly valuable. I've got this one, got in a trade, Brett's Game Room, and got this one, yellow and champagne. I think this one's called Champagne Silver. Then I've got my lone TurboGrafx 16 game. I'm looking for TurboGrafx 16. Very rare game. I think it recently one sold for about $100 and some odd dollars. Not in the best shape, but not bad nonetheless. It's Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. And the last game that I will be showing you today is the wonderful, the one and the only Earthbound. Yeah, so I have this game. I absolutely love it. It's complete in box. One of those games that's just incredible. It's not as rare as everybody makes it seem. It's just more that people hold on to their copies. People hoard them, which is causing the price to skyrocket. It's like a good $50 more than it was worth this time last year, which is insane for any games. So yeah, that is my stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you maybe learned something, saw some things you've never seen before. Leave me a comment of what your rarest games are, or at least what games mean the most to you. Thank you very much for watching. You can go ahead and subscribe. You can like this video, comment like I just said. Add me on Facebook. My name on Facebook is RetroMike. Or you can follow me on Twitter at RetroGamerVlog. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.